I love Elementalist. Always have, to be honest. Class that got me through PvP. And can you blame me? You're basically the Swiss Army knife to Guild Wars 2. Need things to get toasty? Elementalist has more fire than a California gender reveal. Need everyone to chill? Elementalist has enough water to quench Horny Jail's thirst. The only thing Elementals can't seem to do is make my dad come back from the store. Between the auras, boons, conjure weapons, and crowd control, it's almost impossible for this master of magic not to find a place in a group. Heck, you can probably make an entire group of elementals, not counting the elite specs, and it would still be a functioning team. Part of the reason this class is so amazing might be from its AoE abilities. The AoEs they lay down are combo fueled, but unlike Guardians, each one of them is actually good. You can drop down fire for stacking might, or add some burning to your attacks, drop down a frost field if your team is heavy on reapers, or water if you need a splash of healing. In fact, some weapons have finishers with their fields, so you can give yourself a frost aura if no one else is around. This might all seem like a gimmick, but don't knock it. In the middle of a meta event, when your commander needs a fire field, you're going to be lighting the place up like your name's Chandra. You're even more powerful in PvP, where you can finish people with your AoEs, or sabotage a Zerg's push with a wall of rock. Let's talk about attunements for a second, because Elementalist has 4. Fire, Earth, Air, and Do you remember? And much like the Avatar, you get to blend them together in your constant murdering of all things red. However, many people seem to think it's confusing or complicated, so I'll go through the elements and try to keep it simple for you. Fire is usually high damage and AoE. Water is chill and heals. Earth is toughness and stability, and air is mobility and crowd control. What's sad though is that's about as simple as it gets. After that, you have to figure out the right order to press all 20 of the skills and which order to swap attunements. To say this class has a high skill ceiling is putting it gently. You're more likely to give up on this class out of frustration than put in the work to make it your favorite, just like my parents did. I'd argue what happens most is players stick to an attunement for what they need at the moment and swap either when everything's on cooldown or the situation changes. Can't blame them either. Some groups seem to think the red circle is the spotlight for their ego, so you have to spend a whole fight in water just to keep everyone alive. I think it's fine too. Not your teammates being dumb, but how some players want to simplify and cut a few corners with the same results. The core class is so complicated that any additional complexity is going to need twice the payoff. Well, that's sort of my 2 cents though. Overall, Elementalist is a fantastic class that has no equal to what it brings to the table. Whether it's bolstering a team in Fractals or melting a Zerg in World vs. World, Elementalist has what you need. Sure, it has a steep learning curve, but once you learn the big brain plays, you'll be the star of your team. But that's going to be it for me. I know this was a big deviation from the magic stuff, but with going back to Cantha, I wanted to revisit Guild Wars 2 and sort of do a series I've been wanting to do for a while. Feel free to follow the channel if you like the video, and tell me which class I should go over next. For now, just take care.